What's good, YouTube? Today, we're going to be going over the preview or predictions of the 2025 NBA playoffs. And you guys are going to come to find out that I'm actually the best predictor on YouTube. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting off, we're starting on a bit of a hard topic for me here. Last night, I was watching, I'd say maybe 2 nights ago, I was watching the Golden State Warriors take on the Memphis Grizzlies, and I never really thought that in my life I would be rooting for Ja Morant so hard. If you know anything about me, you know that I'm a Rockets fan. And seeing that these demons are going to be facing us for the 5th time in the last 10 years, oh my gosh. This team has literally given me nightmares. But, that's one way to look at it. But I'm trying to be more optimistic here. I'm thinking, and I'm trying to make my perspective like this is a new era for Houston. It would be such a poetic ending for the Warriors dynasty if the Rockets, who they tortured and humiliated, the reason why my boy JH does not have a ring, my boy CP3, the reason why they don't have a ring is because of the Golden State Warriors, and this time is going to be different. I got the Rockets in 7. Look, let me explain. Just 2 weeks ago, Steph Curry put up literal tour dates, against the Houston Rockets. This guy shot like 0 for 10 from the field. He had a total of 3 points. Let me tell you when I say this, Steph Curry, it's very unlikely that you'll see a bad game from him. A bad Steph Curry game is maybe we'll get something like a 16, 3, and 5, right? But to be held to 3 points, nobody does that to Steph Curry. I think the key to victory for the Houston Rockets is going to be someone stepping up to the mantle. They need a player who's going to be able to get down in those nitty-gritty games where it's just a few key possessions could pretty much change the entire outcome of things. They need someone to facilitate and operate the offense in the half-court setting. And here's the thing about the Rockets. They're either going to win by a blowout, or when it comes to those nitty-gritty games, it gets ugly. I saw Jalen Green talking about it the other day. Jalen Green said he's been watching tape. He wants to be like the all-time greats. He brought up guys like Kobe and Michael Jordan. He needs to be able to put that backpack on, put that pressure on, and be able to score in those half-court settings. That's the key to victory for the Houston Rockets. Amen Thompson, if he can lock down Steph Curry to even a certain extent, mitigate Jimmy Butler's ability, because, Jimmy Butler, this guy turns into freaking LeBron, 2018 Braun whenever the playoffs come around. I mean, you saw what he just did in the play-in tournament. This guy put up like 37 points. But if you can at least mitigate them to some extent, maybe have one of them have a poor shooting performance, you could easily be able to stretch out this series. This series is going to go the distance. I don't know. People are disrespecting the Rockets by saying that it's only going to be a 5-game series. I got the Rockets winning. I could see Golden State doing it, but it is going to be a long series. It is going to be a 7-game series. And regardless of what happens, I'm going to be proud of my boys. Another big key that the Rockets could use is a double big lineup. The Houston Rockets are number 1 in offensive rebounds in the entire league. The thing about the Warriors is they don't got no center. You got Draymond Green on the podcast talking about how he's about to be Defensive Player of the Year. They should be worried about how they're going to be able to stop Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams in that lineup. If you don't know, statistically, that is one of the best lineups in the league. And I'm really looking forward to the series. I got Rockets in 7. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Lakers facing off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Man. NBA YoungBoy Kentrell, Nasri can't spell, that's my Michelle. Lakers in 5. I got the Los Angeles Lakers winning this series easily. I think they're going to make it look like light work. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Edwards throws like a random 50 bomb somewhere in the series, basically pulling out 1 win. But, let's face it. You can't win a playoff series with a guy like Julius Randle as your second best player. It's just, especially against people with the likes of LeBron James and Luka Doncic. The Wolves are in for a rough series, if I'm going to be completely honest. the offense of the Minnesota Timberwolves, first of all, is really stale. Like, you got guys that, they can occasionally drop you, like, a good night. You got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He could pop off any given night. You got Naz Reid, who could turn up. But whoever's doing it on a consistent basis, no one. It's literally just Anthony Edwards. And, I think they really screwed up doing that Karl-Anthony Towns trade. It's crazy how we got them from going from the Western Conference Finals last year to probably being a first-round exit this time around. I think Anthony Edwards, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's going to have an amazing playoff series. He's going to have some ridiculous stats. And I do think he's going to be able to just, carry the team, carry the load on the offense, and be able to pull out a big win for the Wolves. But, man, the Lakers, they got the stars. They're hot right now, too. They got Reeves, who can just turn up any given night. Luka Doncic and LeBron are just playing this as if it's a freaking flag football game, the way that they're literally throwing full court passes like every other night. This offense of the LA Lakers, it's connected. They have a lot of connectivity. And I don't see JJ Redick in his first playoff series doing a poor job adjusting to a team, especially like the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think the Lakers are going to bring it together and really just flat out dominate this series. Don't see them really being able to struggle and find their identity as a team collectively. I got to go with the Lakers. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Denver Nuggets. Man, what do I say about this team? Look, the Denver Nuggets are cooked, okay? If we're just being flat out honest about things, the Denver Nuggets are cooked. They fired Michael Malone, one of the most undeserved fires of, honestly, if you really know ball, if you really know hoops, you know that is the second craziest thing to happen this entire season other than the Luka Doncic trade. It just made no sense. You were just in the finals 2 years ago. This guy, not only were you you won the NBA Finals, and you have the best player on your team in Nikola Jokic. Honestly, yes, I understand firing the general manager of the team. The team was poorly constructed ever since. Here's the problem with the Nuggets. The Nuggets could not decide whether they wanted to go young or if they should build around Jokic for now. There was a disagreement between Michael Malone and the GM. Look, if I'm the Denver Nuggets and I'm in charge of their front office right now, what I'm doing is building a team for now. You shouldn't have let go of guys like Bruce Brown and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I know KCP's having a rough season, but look, you need to be able to build now. You're not going to be able to pull out these crazy people out of the draft like Christian Braun. That was a great selection, but Peyton Watson, he's solid too. But you can't just decide that the draft is going to be your only way of building around your team when you have the best player in the world. Look, the Clippers are connecting on all cylinders. They got James Harden looking like he's in 2019. You got Kawhi Leonard looking like he's on the Raptors. They're hot right now. I would say they're probably the hottest team in the league. Zubac, if you want anyone guarding Jokic, it is if it's a Zubac. He should have been able to, honestly, we haven't gotten the actual award predictions yet. I hope they're exactly like mine. They should be. That was a definitive list. Check out the video if you haven't yet. But Zubac is probably going to finish around maybe top 5 in DPOY voting. Zubac has been a phenomenal defender. And if you want any big guarding Jokic in the Western Conference, it's if it's a Zubac. This is the worst matchup the Nuggets, honestly, I think they could have gotten. I think they would have favored even better against a team like Golden State, the Rockets, or even the Lakers. The Clippers are literally honestly, this entire NBA playoffs bracket really just comes down to matchups rather than actual which team is the best team, because you can't really go based off of that. Yes, previous seasons you were able to. You knew when the Golden State Warriors were going to go to the finals. You knew when the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to go to the finals. It was a clear best team. But now, you can't really say with full confidence that OKC is going to make it there. We'll get to that in a bit. But my point is that it's very matchup heavy, and this is the worst matchup the Nuggets could have gotten. The Clippers are just a deep roster. They got Norman Powell at the 3. They got Zubac, obviously hooping. They got Kawhi Leonard. If he stays healthy, that is a key to them winning the series. But all the signs indicate that Kawhi Leonard is healthy. If he remains that way, I could really see the Clippers going on a massive run. But I got Clippers in 6. Next up, we got the Eastern. Bro, forgot the OKC series. Forgot the OKC. Who cares? Who actually cares, bro? Regardless of who OKC faces, whether that's the Dallas Mavericks, how the hell are they even in this position? Like, honestly, I'm proud of them, right? AD looked pretty good in that playing game, but bro, these guys, they should just get bounced from the playoffs this year. Just leave it. Get bounced in the play-in. Get their lottery pick. I don't even know if they have their pick this season. But regardless of who they face, I see them winning in 5 games. If it's the Dallas Mavericks, it's going to be a clean sweep. If it's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies, it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. That would be a fun series, though, between the Grizzlies and OKC, hypothetically, if that does take place. But, bro, Ja Morant, this guy, imagine him going aura for aura with SGA. Because I can't lie. Look, I was shitting on Ja lately. But, yo, ever since he started doing that grenade celebration, yo, that is tough. I can't even lie. I would love to see that series. I think it would be super fun. Just Ja trying to dunk on Chet Holmgren's head top. It would be a ton of fun to watch that. Look, I'll fuck with Ja Morant, but OKC is just a better team overall. And I really don't see any way that the Grizzlies are going to be able to even win, 2 games out of this series. But that's a team I want to see. We still haven't gotten the results of the play-in tournament yet by the time the video's uploaded. We might. But, yeah, I got OKC. In 5, if it's the Grizzlies, and in 4, if it's Dallas. Up next, we got the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Indianapolis Pacers. And, bro, this series is the one I'm truly excited for the most out of the East. I think that this series could affect the way the league is. We all know Giannis is tired of losing. We all know that he's always said time in and time out that he wants to play to win. He doesn't want to just play, finish top 3 every season in the MVP voting, and just get bounced in the playoffs. This guy wants to win championships. He wants to win rings. And if the Milwaukee Bucks are not doing that for him, don't be surprised if this guy's on the Houston Rockets. Look, man, I'm going to push the agenda. Don't be surprised if Giannis requests a trade halfway through the season, next season. I really think it's going to come down to this playoff series on whether Giannis stays for a few more years or if it just leaves the Bucks flat out. This series is going to come down to the health of Damian Lillard. We just found out today that that blood clot that he did have, it's fine. He's going to be able to play in the series. He's healthy. He's green lit. He is going to miss game 1. I don't think that's going to have too big of an effect on the way the series goes. The one thing about Indianapolis that we have to keep in mind is that they play at such a fast tempo. They're a team that you saw last year in the playoffs or maybe even in the regular season. They were the number 1 offense, and they were putting up historic numbers. They were, if you were just going based off of the numbers alone, they look like one of the best offenses of all time. Indianapolis, they play quick. They got Tyrese Halliburton. They got Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner. They're a deep roster. And you got guys off the bench like Benedict Mathurin. That team could definitely win. And honestly, at the moment, I'm checking right now, they're minus 210 favorites to win that series. Now, if I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I like the money that is on the Bucks right now, plus 170, especially now that Dame's back. I think this should be updated numbers, but regardless, I think it's going to be a tough series. It's going to be interesting how it goes. I'm going to go with Bucks in 7. It's going to go to a game 7. It's going to be tough. The Pacers are going to pull off some weird wins. I could even see a buzzer beater coming from Tyrese Halliburton. He does weird shit like that. Bro, Tyrese Halliburton is one of those players that, you almost don't understand how he's good. He's like that one guy you play pickup ball with, and, when he's on your team, this guy's going to be absolute shit. He's going to go, put up tour dates. He's just going to go over, 0 for 10. But when he's playing against you, this guy is just going to storch you on offense, just make the most bullshit shots. That's who Tyrese Halliburton reminds me of. Some nights he's going to look like Steve Nash, and other nights he's going to look like Brandon Podziemski. And no disrespect to Brandon Podziemski, but that is not an all-star. That is not an all-star caliber player. Look, I got the Bucks in 7. I think it's the game 7. It's going to be intense, but I just can't see Giannis losing, actually. I can't see Giannis losing 3 consecutive first round series, 3 consecutive years. He's losing in the first round. I don't see that happening. I think that they're going to be able to pull out the fire. And I got the Bucks winning the series in 7. Next up, we got Detroit versus the Knicks. This is the Hood Olympics right here. Bro, regardless of what happens, one of these cities is going to get torched up. One of these cities is going to be looking like Gotham City the night that this series ends and there's a definitive winner. Look, I expect the Detroit Pistons to put up a good fight. I think they're solid. I like Cade Cunningham. Even though he be trying to hold Jalen Green sometimes, like, low-key it's the other way around. It's Jalen, you got to chill. It's kind of a one-sided beef. But I got the Knicks winning the series in 5 or 6 games. I think they're just going to take care of business. They're just a better team overall. You got Mikal Bridges. You got OG Anunoby. You got Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, Miles McBride, my favorite TikToker. This team is just overall better. And Detroit's good. They should be very happy of where they are regardless of how the season ends. They weren't supposed to be in this position. The way that their season ended last year, how they went on like a 28-game losing streak, they should be so happy of where they are right now. I'm really excited for Detroit basketball for the next coming seasons. I like Jalen Duren. I hope Jaden Ivey comes back and starts being able to pop off. Cade Cunningham's been killing it. Malik Beasley, I hope they're able to retain him. I hope he understands that Detroit could be a long-term home for him. I'm really high on Detroit, but this season, this playoff series, I got the Knicks winning it in 5, maybe 6 games. I got the Knicks, though. All right, up next, we're about to get to, like, the wastelands, okay? This is just going to be straight-up bullying. These series, honestly, they should leave it as not even on TNT. They shouldn't be on TNT. They should be like NBA TV specials. None of these series are going to be close. Neither are going to be competitive. And if you've been watching up to this point, I'm sure you know where this is going. First of all, we got the Boston Celtics versus the Magic. Boston sweeping them. Boston sweeping them. It's going to be in 4 games. It's not going to be competitive. I could see Paulo maybe popping off, stealing a game, but it's unlikely. Boston's been doing nothing. They've won a quiet, 62 games? They've been taking care of business all year round. Their playoffs doesn't start until the second round. They got pretty much a bye series. It's not going to be competitive one bit. The only thing I'm actually concerned about is my boy Jaylen Brown's injury. He seems to be a little beat up, and I don't know how much that's truly going to affect him, but I think that's a focus that they should be working on later into the playoffs. Like, it's not really going to affect them this series, but you better hope, if you're a Boston Celtics fan, that Jaylen Brown is at 100%. But overall, Boston's just going to turn up the Jets. They're going to take care of business. They're winning in 4. It's going to be a clean sweep. All right, boys. Last series we're talking about today. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the winner of the Heat versus Hawks game. Bro, who cares? Bro, literally, who cares? This is another series that their playoffs hasn't started yet. But it's a little different because I could see Cleveland taking a game off, doing a gentleman's sweep. Look, they got 5 players that could drop 20 points any given night. They got Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and then they got freaking Ty Jerome. You hear the name Ty Jerome, what do you think? What do you think? I just want to know. Well, what do you think of? Bro, that guy is a tough bucket. He's going to get paid this offseason, and he knows it. If you're a Cavs fan, you just hope he's still on your team because he's going to get paid the big bucks. But, yeah, the Cavs are just too good of a team. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I could see Tyler Hero because the Heat, they're fluky, right? They pull out some weird fluky wins. Like, there's going to be a random game where they hit, like, an all-time record for threes in a playoff game. It's going to happen. Some weird Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero just straight, they just become the Splash Bros from 2016. That's probably going to happen. They're going to steal a game. If it's the Hawks, I could see Trae Young just putting up like a mean mean performance one night, maybe like a 20 point, like 15 assist night, hitting like a crazy logo buzzer beater. He always seems to pull off some fluky shit like that. Both these teams are a little fluky, but not fluky enough to beat Cleveland in any way more than 1 or 2 games. It's going to be Cleveland in 5. That's my official prediction. If you're still listening, if you're here, just know I really, truly do appreciate you. Look, I want to know what type of videos y'all want to see next from me. I just started doing this. I'm having it. I'm having fun. I'm liking it. So if you like what you see, please show me that you do. Leave a like, subscribe down below. Let me know what type of videos y'all want to see next. I truly appreciate each and every single one of y'all. Take care.